Howdy.
That was weird.
Are we live?
Okay.
Are we on?
Are we live? We're live.
Yeah.
It says we're live.
Man, our whole screen just like blew up.
Oh, mine was normal.
Well, it's just all the great stuff that Michael's going to bring to the table today. He's got all sorts of inside information. He's really on top of things. He didn't drink anything last night at all, so he's feeling top notch. He's ready to rock.
Ready to roll.
Anyway, right when we were doing the title music, I was saying it's kind of nice because Michigan will always know that it's a win and wins name only.
Asterisk.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It's such an asterisk next to this title.
Yeah, basically. There's like 4 asterisks. It's like you didn't deserve that shit.
Look, Penix we're talking about the championship game from last night, and Penix has sparks of like amazing athleticism and gameplay, but the majority of the time you watch his throws and they're so inaccurate. But then all of a sudden he pulls something out of his ass. You're like, how did he even get that ball there? He throws a rocket. The thing's a laser beam.
Yeah, he has a nice ball. He goes from threading the needle to throwing a duck that gets tipped and picked. I mean, the pick he threw in the first play of the second half yesterday, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was let me throw it out of bounds, but I'm gonna lob it right to the defender. Like,
yeah, I was like, what are we doing?
I don't even know, man. Yeah, I'm an Oregon fan too, so literally I was rooting for Washington, but it like literally killed my soul at the same time. Like I didn't know I was confused. I was like,
it was East versus West, right? I was basically what it boiled down to.
I was gonna say something so politically incorrect right there that I would have been burned at the stake.
Well, now we all
the one thing I was
what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say, now I know what all these people that don't know what they identify as felt like. I was like, oh my god, I'm so confused. Sorry if I offended anybody, but I'm
glad you're finally coming to that realization. We've all known for years.
Yeah.
Can't
identify. Am I a Washington fan now? Do I love Oregon? I just don't get it. I don't know what's happening.
I think it's fine to kind of come together with a hatred of Michigan.
I know, and the only other team in the Big Ten I hate more is Ohio State.
So. Yeah.
But now, guess what? We're all in the Big Ten together.
You're gonna play them still call both next year.
Do they have a name for it, or are they going to still call it the
Big Ten? It's Big Ten. It's 18 teams. What are they going to call it? Big 18? That sounds horrible.
No, call it something. I figured it out.
This is my prediction. In the next 2 years, it's going to be
marketing.
The Big Ten and Little 8.
It's going to turn into the NFL. There's going to be an AFC and an NFC, and it's going to be with a commissioner, and it's how it should be, I think.
Super 17 plus Ohio State.
People tune in not for our great takes on politics and football.
Anything about that sport, also. So,
well, Dan's listening. He loves to call it sports ball.
I just thought it was cool because there was a W and an M. Like they missed out on that.
Dude, that's so. Trenton. So he was watching it with us. He's like, wow, one's an M and one's a W. He's like, they could have done so many cool things with that. Right? That's exactly what he said, and I was like, you're right, buddy. Like, I mean, how do they not? But I digress.
Bitcoin.
What do we got coming up here? We got ETFs, man. ETFs.
8 of them is what the SEC says. They have 8 19B4 applications.
Let's see. Trending news. XRP ETF, essentially.
That's bullshit.
That is bullshit. I've been so busy this morning. I haven't seen any of the new stuff that's out here. So the cool part was yesterday, SEC, I think, tweeted out, or it might have been Sunday. If you're looking, don't FOMO in to cryptocurrency. And they had a whole thread on, do your research. Don't jump into this stuff. It's highly risky.
Old school stuff.
Yeah.
TYOR.
Yeah,
FOMO. Ooh.
And I'm like, okay, so
they post some FUD.
They are. Well, I've seen all sorts of FUD. People talking about, yesterday they put in, they're changing their fees, and they said, oh, this is a sign they're gonna push it off. Like it's getting pushed off because they're changing their fees. I don't know. I'm hedged that they are going to be accepting the ETFs by tomorrow.
They say decisions tomorrow.
Decisions tomorrow.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, normally they get pushed off before the decision day. So, we'll see what happens. I think it's exciting. We got some massive move over the weekend, which was great, into yesterday, which was made me super happy. I was excited.
What was your prediction at the prediction thing for Bitcoin?
400? Oh, for this year, 69,420.
420.
Because I skim read a report on Reddit this morning.
Okay.
That said that they were predicting $575,000 for Bitcoin.
This run, or this year, or
this year.
Oh, they're smoking dope.
Yep. $500,000 Bitcoins.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be fine with that. I'm happy with that. So Jay said, asked why tomorrow. That's the deadline. So they either have to push it off, or accept it or deny it. If they deny it, I think there's and I'm not the expert here, but I think if it gets denied, they can't put another application in for a certain time frame. It's like,
and there's no appeals process.
No, that's the whole deferral.
It's
like push it off.
Currently in that.
But normally, as you see, the SEC is talking with these funds and saying, hey, we need this, we need that. And they're making their amendments to change it so they, can placate the SEC of all the things to make sure that you're safe. And so,
because we all want to be safe.
Exactly. So the fact that they're pushing this all off is, again, it's all speculation.
I think their biggest concern is manipulation, and we have.
Okay, let me look. Let's look at the chart here. You're saying manipulation. This whole thing is manipulation, like
has been since day one.
Day one. I mean, and it's not even.
But then so is everything.
Everything. Yeah, you go into your SPX, your spies, everything else. This is all manipulated, man. They come in here. What have we been doing for the last year and a half? We've been on our edge of our seat for what's the rate hike's going to be and what happens before that. Oh, you see the markets pushing up, pushing down. It's all manipulated crap. It's just a matter of which end are these people going to be on. The ETF, I was talking with a friend of ours this morning who's an RIA. Go ahead. You got questions?
We can come back to this chart. This chart is very confusing to me.
Okay, well, you want me to just erase everything and start from ground zero?
No, I just want to highlight like the repetitive pattern that looks like it's right there.
So kind of this.
I'll put those lines back up. Those are cool. Yeah.
So you're the consolidation, the pump, dump, consolidation, pump, dump, consolidation. Yeah. Well, this is probably the dump. This right here. It's just on a smaller scale. Usually, what you'll see is the same pattern, just on a smaller scale.
That's not a real dump, though.
No, I mean, the dump will come. So again, talking to our mutual friend that we have this morning, he's an RIA. I sat down with him 4 years ago and I said, look, man, there is an opportunity for you and your clients that is big, like monstrous, like it's another bull run that's going to come on. He's like, it can't happen again. It's like, I don't know. He's like, it's probably there. And, we talked about a lot of stuff, and he has clients that he helped out. He actually pushed a lot to the Discord because they, he didn't have the opportunity to help invest them specifically in-house. So they came to the Discord and were able to kind of do their own research and invest when they wanted to. So he did the right thing that he could do for those clients that were interested. And, we had a bull run, we went through. So we had a conversation this morning. Is like the opportunity is presenting itself potentially again. There's a high likelihood. It's not guaranteed, but it's a high likelihood with the ETF and the fact that it is, if the ETFs are approved, and it's not going to be tomorrow, it's going to be over the time frame. We've talked about this before. Is the inflow of Bitcoin into those is going to be big. It's going to be a lot. And Bitcoin is really the only true limited resource that's out there. Mm-hmm. There's only a certain amount, and it gets lower. Million. It's actually a deflationary if you really look at it. Mm-hmm. It's called the idiot deflationary. People that lose their keys, like they die and the keys aren't there, mm-hmm. and Bitcoin's lost. That's there. That's the.
What was that?
That's my Discord. I got to turn it on.
I
Do
heard
not
that too. I was
disturb.
like, is that mine? I thought I turned
No,
this
no,
off.
no. I had it on so I could hear it this morning when we were trying to do our call.
You
So I
just
put
had
it
like
on.
background gray noise, and then all of a sudden it went away.
There, it's off. Sorry,
Mm.
my bad.
Mm.
But yeah, I think the ETF itself provides this opportunity for pension funds, investment funds,
Yep.
RAs,
Yep.
stuff that they couldn't have. He's a prime example. He's known this knowledge before, but he hasn't wanted to jump through hoops. The ETF is one of the easiest ways to get exposure to Bitcoin for his clients, 1 to 5%. He's one RIA out of thousands, tens of thousands, and you start talking about businesses and these giant pension funds.
Mhm.
He is with Fidelity, and Fidelity put out a report that said if just Fidelity were to put I think it's 1.5% across the board to Bitcoin, it would raise the price of Bitcoin to $300,000. Just 1.5%. That was a report that they pushed out. That's big. I mean, that's only 1%. Now bring in BlackRock, now bring in Van Eck and all these other funds, and bring in the companies that are going to push their stuff that, like Tesla did. Now it's even easier. Tesla had to hold their own Bitcoin. Now they just buy a damn ETF.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have to, the ETF owners have to hold that Bitcoin. Takes it off the market, and it's gone for decades. Not for 2 years, 1 year, 4 years. It is off the market for decades. These pension funds don't sit in there and they trade in and out of it. They're like, yep, okay, we allocate to this. They may, as it increases in, it's 1% of their portfolio, and in 2 years it grows so much that now it's 5%. And they're like, ooh, we need to de-risk a little bit, so they'll sell some to bring it back down. But that's not going anywhere. I mean, it's just going to be gone. There's a lot of questions on here. Sorry, I was on a tirade.
Yeah. God, can you calm down? Too hungover for this.
Sorry,
I keep
dude.
forgetting it's in morning for you guys. I'm like, how are you still hungover? It's almost 1.
Dude, I woke up drunk, and my hangover is
That's
just
the
kicking in right
worst.
now. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Being drunk is not.
It was a fun morning, though. I went to Le Schwab to get new tires on my SUV with the snow inbound. And the dude assured me yesterday they had them. And then we get there, and he's like, we don't have them. So now I have to go tomorrow.
It's the non-member-owned stores, man. Les Schwab's losing its way.
I personally am not a huge Le Schwab fan, but I ran out of time to do it the way I would normally do it.
Blake's Les Schwab family through and through.
Is he?
Yeah. He's like part of the mafia.
Yeah.
His dad, weren't you like your dad, like the main, like,
I would say
mafia guy?
My dad is the oldest. My dad is the longest reigning Les Schwab manager, I think, on the West
I would
Coast.
say on this particular, is it the one on South Commercial in Salem?
No,
It is in Junction City, Oregon.
Okay,
And
so
80% of their business is
had
tractor
the
tires.
Same issue with them at least 2 other times.
Well, what's happened is this is totally basically all the stores used to be member owned. Les Schwab started buying them back, so they're not member owned anymore. So there's very few member owned, and so now it's corporatized, and they sold to a big. It's just they're kind of losing their way.
The dude told me he had them and they were ready to go, and I had to be there at 8 o'clock this morning.
Well, this is what I guarantee. This is what happened. He told you he had them. He had another manager call him last night. That's like, hey, I need these tires for X client, and he gave them to him.
That sucks because they were supposed to be mine. I wanted them. Now I'm having to buy different tires that are more expensive, which is fine because they're better.
This is almost worse than football talk. People don't care.
I don't care about my tires.
And then we're not going to get any snow. They show snow on the forecast. It's not coming.
I'm going to the snow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need them to drive around in Salem.
Gotcha. Put chains on.
No.
Put chains on.
I have socks. I have tire socks. But I want rugged snow tires.
Let's talk crypto.
Let's talk crypto. Yeah, why not?
This
Soul's
is
pretty.
What's that? Soul? Yeah. Soul. I mean, when you look at what actually looks great, Soul looks great. We've been
what
pushing
does it mean
Soul
when the yellow
Soul.
line crosses the blue line.
Okay, so these are just your EMAs. You got your 10, your 50, 100, 200. And so as these move and they start to cross each other, you move into a bull, essentially bull run. So we're on the
That's
hour.
the Golden Cross and Death Cross, correct?
5200.
5200.
The 5200. So there we go. This is on the daily. It's easier to see when it's on the daily. So we're on the
Solana,
hour.
when you when you look at, for me, when I think of Sol, I mean, obviously, even just thinking about it outside of, looking at it technical analysis charting wise, I mean, if you look at it from utility, so easy to use. Fees are nothing compared to Ethereum. I mean, I've had like $10 in Sol that I've had, and I've done so many transactions on Solana. I haven't had to put anything else in because it's like 10 cents a transaction or something, no matter what I'm doing. And so,
and
even
it's fast, it's easy. Will it hold up to the amount of transactions when you actually get the same amount of people building on it like Ethereum? I mean, it's doing good so far. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do know, but
did you get your Sol phone?
Nope, it's still in transit. The snow got in the way, apparently. I know. I was like, it was supposed to be delivered yesterday.
It's
so
make that stop at the backdoor shop.
Yes, exactly. So they can,
chip it.
Yeah.
I mean, when we talk about Sol, my favorite, like so Ethereum's been around running dexes far longer than everybody else. The fact that Jupiter and Sol, using the Sol platform and implementing the stuff that they have is incredible. This is, I mean, just a simple swap. This is what they all have. This is what every DEX looks like. And that's all they do.
Yep.
Like, you may be able to get a limit order. It's very cumbersome. They aren't able to really add in the liquidity side of things to be able to get this limit order going through. It sucks. Sols or Jupiters, fantastic. Limit order set. You can, put it in there and it'll sit. The liquidity they have is great. They have this magic feature called the DCA, dollar cost average. This is amazing.
Yeah,
you could do it. You can say, what, my goal is to own, 2 Sol. So you're going to say, I'm going to change USDC into Sol, but I don't want to buy it right now. I want to do it, every day. And you're going to do it over the next 30 days, 7 days. You can change it however you want.
You can do it in hours as well, though, can't you?
Oh, yeah. You got minute, hour, day, week, month, minute. That's fantastic, right?
Yep.
Just kind of, if things are moving, you really want to get in there, but you don't want to, throw it out. They have their bridge, which is great. I haven't used the bridge on this yet. I can't remember. Oh, no, I did. I lied. I did use this the last time. All bridge.
Is it, I guess, bridging's a little different, I guess, in terms of fee structure wise. Would you say that this bridge is like cheaper than the MetaMask portfolio bridge, or is it kind of the same because they're still bridging from the same source?
I mean, it's similar. It's cheaper than the MetaMask. MetaMask is ridiculously expensive.
The UI is just fundamentally better in every
right.
dimension.
I mean, this thing's just amazing. The thing about Sol, so an Ethereum bridge is like MetaMask is great because you can just go in and be like, oh, I'm bridging to Arbitrum because it's EVM compatible, right? Well, Sol is it's completely different. So you have to kind of bridge to the bridge. But they make it pretty simplistic and easy. It's actually fairly quick too. So I did use this. This did work out well. This is a fun one. I haven't not used, but I was talking yesterday with I always forget his Discord name. So Chris is Neuromancer, and then his, I don't know what he does for him, but he's kind of his right hand man.
Oh,
kind of,
Sebastian,
yeah, but not his Discord name.
Oh shoot,
he just got in. I put it in here yesterday. Anyways, I digress. Oh, Scarecrow. Anyways, so he was diving into this side, and so these are leveraged plays that you have the ability to if you go down this route, please do your research. It's very likely that you will lose your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in there, and I'm going through all the stuff and let him know, like, don't. I actually told him to make a completely new wallet that you're literally that's all you're doing is with this on it, and you have, I have 10 Sol that I'm willing to lose, and you're going to play around with it and go in here and don't dive into anything over. I told him not to go over 5x. So he starts and he's like, okay, this is kind of cool. I'll go with the Sol, and Sol pumps yesterday. And so I come back in there about an hour later. How's it going? He's like, I'm up to 73x. Because he's like, it's the degenerate factor. He got in, he's up. He's like, well, this is easy. Let me do it. Let me do a little bit
Says
more.
degenerate.
Exactly. So definitely be careful. It's there. I'll tell you what is very interesting is this here. If you're not wanting to go into that route, which is totally great, you can stake your, well, it's not staking. You can loan your soul out for them to utilize within the perp contracts. And it is 99.94% utilized, and they're paying out about 99.8% APY. If you look at, so the JLP pool, so this is the liquidity provider token, essentially is the JLP, but essentially this is, you know, their ability to take in their liquidity to loan it out for those perps. So that's only going to get bigger. Things are going to get better there. That's great. So
question is that, I guess, do you know what like that pool is backed by, so to speak, or is it like a bank where it's like, oh, if I want to withdraw 10 grand, like, oh, I don't have it all here right now. You got to do a money order or whatever and send it to me. Is it going to be like, can you get your funds right away out of that if you want all of your funds back? Okay.
Yep. So it doesn't lock it up. Once you take it out, then what will happen is if people are getting loans from it, like right now it's 99%, utilization is, they'll have a call essentially that will go out to those people. And I don't think they're using it as a one-to-one either. So you'd have to dive into it. I looked at it a little bit yesterday. So, but it's liquid. So you can stake it, essentially what it is, or lend it and then pull it right back out. So that becomes a problem, obviously, if you have a whole bunch of people they would probably have to just automatically close if there was a run on the loans itself, and then they would just have to close it out on people. Would be my guess. Again, that's why you be careful with your degenning if you're there. But I mean, that's Soul. Soul is building some good stuff. I think I minted my first ordinal.
I don't know what that is.
I inscribed my first ordinal over the weekend. So an NFT on, well, I did it on Doge, but essentially this is all your sats. People are inscribing NFTs, so they're actually on the blockchain. All the data, the actual JPEG itself is on the blockchain.
Right.
So Bitcoin ordinals they're big right now, and they're just going to be even bigger. Essentially, it's a kind of a way of think of ETH and NFTs in the last bull market. Bitcoin and the ordinals itself are going to be very similar, but they're different because again, the actual NFT itself is a sat, right? And each sat has so if you send that sat to somebody, you're sending that ordinal to somebody essentially. So there's a lot to it.
It's too much for my tiny
man. You're just like out of it today.
No, I'm not. You have not stopped talking for 7 minutes. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm hyped up. I had too much coffee.
I don't even know why I'm here.
I'm going to shut up and let you talk now.
I don't have anything to say.
I'm done talking.
You said we were going to talk about Bonk. But...
Oh, well, yeah. Honestly, because I thought I was going to have Bonk to talk about because I thought my phone was going to be here. But I do want to talk about Bonk because I'm going to buy Bonk.
When are you going to buy Bonk?
Soon.
When Bonk? Soon.
When Bonk? Soon. I mean, technically, I think I'd wait for one little dip back here, or a little bit more consolidation to kind of see where it's going to go. But this run down and then this move up here looks pretty good. I'm sure if I draw a nice long line, it'll kind of show that breakout. So, which is nice. Little consolidation. This reminds me of, SHIB way back in the day.
Yeah.
And this is a baby pump comparatively, right? Baby pump goes in here. There's I think ample degen opportunity within the Bonk ecosystem for those people like myself who did not get in early for potential decent returns. I mean,
Flattened
a
out.
1 million X.
You can make a
Just
chart,
kidding.
do whatever you want it to look like.
I
right?
mean, if I was just looking at something, I'm thinking it might just kind of go like this and like this and this. There we go.
I'm gonna get my lake house after all.
You're in.
Man, so much bonk.
Oh, it's only 2,000x or 2,000%. Sorry.
From here.
Yeah, from here. Yeah.
This is
Buy more
not financial advice.
Yeah, put that on the screen. Roll that sucker.
This is not financial advice.
So this one chart that Nate Harper drew.
Yeah, he told me to buy everything. No,
Mortgage my
He said he was
house.
buying bonk right now, and it was a million Xing.
I've got a mortgage on my wife. Put it all in bonk.
So I do want to point out if these are things that I'm following, as you can see on the screen here. The majority of them are red.
Yeah.
So when you look at ones that are green,
because all that money's flowing into Bitcoin right now. And then when Bitcoin
Mhm.
does what it's supposed to do with the ETF thing, it's all going to flow right back into alts.
Right. It's exactly what I was exactly looking at. Now, what alts do we want to be in? I want to be in the ones that are sitting in a 2% gain. Bonk 8% right now. It's in the green. Anything that's
I do think that
Atlas is a 1%.
Thursday morning, Bonk's going to have a real nice little
Thursday morning.
Yeah.
You think the day after the ETF?
Yeah.
I think it's a few more days. If it gets approved, I think it's a few more days. I think we go through the weekend and
What if it
Bitcoin
doesn't get approved?
I think it's all dead. We're on to zero. Just kidding.
Going to zero. Okay.
No, but I definitely think we'll see a decent. I don't think it goes. If it gets outright denied, I think we might just be putting the bull run on hold. If it gets outright denied,
I think that we have to have some perspective that's outside of the SEC. I mean, the SEC is still, the overarching financial regulator for the United States of America.
which is
There are several
This
Bitcoin
big.
ETFs that already exist.
I agree, but the
They are
narrative is
very
the
different.
narrative. It's just the narrative, right? If it
Right.
gets denied, meaning like
But it's that is so dangerous from an American financial systems point of view.
oh, I agree.
It is, hey, we are saying we're staying out of
Mhm.
this, and you guys who are all our citizenry may not take part in this on our regulated markets. But then there's several Bitcoin ETFs in Europe. There's one in Canada, I
It's
believe.
Canada. There's there's
a few of them
multiple.
out there, and we're just going to continue to lose ground to those because they will just soak up all that Bitcoin and put it in the ETFs, and then it won't be in there.
All innovation will leave the country.
Correct.
All
of it.
All of it. Every
Yep.
single bit, they'll all leave the country,
Mhm.
and that's why I don't think you're going to see it being denied.
I don't think so either. I think everything is stacking up for an approval tomorrow.
Right.
And I would be dismayed to say, I don't want to use strong words, but I would be dismayed.
If it gets pushed out or delayed.
I think that becomes a sham at that
I agree.
point. I think at that point, you're looking at the SEC and saying, you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Well, and it's pure manipulation,
Yeah.
right? Again, they're putting all this stuff out here, and
Because Jamie Dimon suddenly realized that he actually does want Bitcoin and he wants to buy some.
that motherfucker's been buying forever.
Oh,
dude.
I know.
We know that. But yeah, I agree. I think it's stacking up for tomorrow. I think it's gonna be. I'm 85-15.
Do you think we hit 50,000
Yes.
overnight? I think so.
Yeah, I mean this.
I think this afternoon, probably around 3:00, we're
Ooh.
going to get this huge run on Bitcoin, and it's going to go up to 50.
God, I love the way you think. I mean, I definitely can see it. I'm looking at this little green zone over here only because it's the most resistance in terms of where we might get a stop. So yeah, if we push, what I would love to see is it push into that zone pre-approval announcement.
Yep.
Because then I think it goes into this zone again, stops,
That's what I'm
consolidates a
saying.
little bit,
That's
and then goes.
happening- That's happening this afternoon. It's going to tick into there.
Yeah, I mean, highly possible. highly possible with the ETF announcement. Now, I don't think it keeps going. I think we get the pump off of it. That's going to last a little bit, and then, like you said, rolling into the alt season, and it's going to be a phenomenal alt season. So, he says, Jay Soda says, "Can we hit 100K by the end of the year? ETF and having sounds exciting." Yeah, I mean,
think so. Yeah.
for sure.
I think so.
But I think that there's going to be a doldrums. I think you get the excitement, you get the alt season, Bitcoin does its thing. I think it hits 69,420, and then kind of at the end of the year, before it rips into the 6-figure mark coming next year, and then just absolutely obliterates everything. And this is all imaginary, right?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine we get the Bitcoin ETF.
God, can you imagine if it hits 69,420 on the 9th of June?
Yes, I can. At 4:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, obviously, because that's all that matters. But when it gets approved, you get the excitement. Everybody's yay. People kind of dump their money in, but it's not the influx of the ETF money that people are like, oh, it's going to be trillions of dollars overnight. It's not going to happen that way. They're going to advertise, and you're going to see it. What you're going to see, I think, is people monitoring the blockchain. They're going to see big transactions kind of taking Bitcoin out of circulation, off of exchanges, and that kind of goes throughout the summer, and then it's going to be the narrative.
The other part of that is, though, is the ETF acts as a proxy price for Bitcoin, so that would be very interesting to see once they are tradable, and you can go and buy ETFs on legacy market. It'll be interesting to see what the appetite for that is as a product,
right?
And not just the Bitcoin element of it, which we know really well, but what is not retail, because it's not retail that's going to be the main investor in it. It is the pension funds, it is the big state funds. I actually used to hang out with a dude who ran Oregon's biggest the PERS investment. I'd love to reconnect with him and see what he thinks.
That'd be great to find out.
Because I also wonder whether or not there are state-based and it's fine for the SEC to come out and approve an ETF, but risk managers within those pension funds, obviously, they don't act unilaterally on their own.
Right.
They have to have certain risk profiles approved. And where are all those guys sitting right now? Because that's hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. Are they saying, well, we're gearing up, we're ready, we've got cash ready to go, we're moving that 1.5% over to Bitcoin ETFs or ETFs with Bitcoin exposure, and then also looking at the level of
let me when you talk about that,
the mix of those ETFs, because there's going to be low risk ones, there's going to be high risk ones, there's going to be
what do you give me an idea of in a Bitcoin low risk ETF. What do you mean?
Where it's an exchange traded fund. It is a mix of other assets that has Bitcoin in it as one of the assets.
You're talking 100%. You're talking about the Bitcoin ETF being in an ETF, an ETF and an ETF.
Essentially,
yeah. No, I know what you're saying, for sure. BlackRock, VanEck, Fidelity, they're not creating these funds without demand already.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
So they have that demand. It's there. I pulled up VanEck on here because they've been hilarious in their basically the last week and a half or so. And basically in crypto Twitter, they've been cracking me up, dude. They're just totally in it from the ground up.
When sleep.
Yeah, they're just talking. They're part of the community. They're trying to be a part of the community, which is funny because none of these people that are in crypto Twitter give a shit about the ETF in terms of like they're not gonna buy it, right? But they are pushing the narrative on that side, which I think is pretty freaking cool. It's funny.
So, question for you guys: What do you think is going to happen? You see these ETFs start to go through. What happens to Grayscale, and how does that, I guess, kind of fit in competing against these ETF? Because obviously it's not an ETF. You know, it's a commodity. It's treated as a commodity, right?
Well, it's gonna get turned into an ETF, and
Oh,
they already
okay.
have all the Bitcoin. So the
Yeah.
problem that GBTC has is their rate is literally 1% higher than everybody else's. They haven't changed their rate. So all but they already have the Bitcoin, and people are like, oh,
Yeah.
GBTC is gonna get hammered. They might. The thing that they have to think about is if anybody wants to change over, right? Most of the time they're going to have to take a tax hit on it.
Mhm.
Is it worth the tax hit for that 1% difference? Probably not. You know, maybe you'll get outflow for sure. That'll change over, but I mean, GBC, they just already have the funds because they already hold it.
Yep.
So
let's go back to Sol real quick,
oh,
because I had a thing
yes.
about Sol that you and I kind of talked about prior to this, but then
Yeah, what you got?
I want to see how close on market cap Sol is to BNB.
Ooh,
Because I
okay.
think a flipping a BNB could happen here. I don't think. I mean, we talked about flipping ETH in the predictions one.
Oh, dude, it's happening. It's happening in the next week.
The flipping of BNB.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Damn.
That's closing up actually, because it was 41 and then 46.
Yeah, it's gonna happen in the next week. Look at BNB's price. Let's look at their chart. If it will pull up. I mean, they're just curling over. They continually kind of move down. They're going to move up with everything else, but in terms of what Sol's doing, Sol's pushing up hard. So, yeah, I mean, next week,
I think the momentum
Sol's number
Sol
4
from flipping BNB has got to be significant.
It'll be a big one when it flips Tether. Not if, but when it flips Tether, because that will be the one where people are like, "Oh shit, eyes on Ethereum." It's got a long way to go.
Got a long way to go.
I still don't think it does. I don't think it
flips
does
Tether anytime soon either.
Not this year.
No. But I think
it flips it this year. I bet it flips Tether this year in terms of market cap.
10 bonk.
I'm in, bro. I'm
10.
I have to buy
a quarter of a penny.
I have to buy bonk now though to be able to make sure I can pay them off. Oh wait, no, I have my phone. I get 30 billion bonk or whatever with the phone.
Is it 30 billion
or 30 million? I don't know.
I don't think it's 30 billion. That's quite a lot of money.
Let's see here. Let's see what it tells me.
It's like everybody would be buying Sol phones.
They're kind of a bitch to try and buy here in the
good.
US.
Well, yeah, Nate bought his from eBay. I would never buy a crypto product.
I bought all of my. I bought multiples. So, let's see here. No, I don't want that. Where's the Saga site? Free bonk. How much bonk? Does it tell me?
I know it's set on the eBay page.
I know it's 30. I think it's 30 million. Whatever it is. When it was at its peak, it was like $2,000 worth of bonk, and the phones were selling for $1,000.
Right,
30 million.
Is it 30 million? Yeah. So, it was.
And that's already on the phone, right? So
it's on the phone. There's actually like 5 airdrops that have already come out on the phone itself.
What's Honeyland?
Honeyland is I forget what Honeyland is. Oh yeah, it's game. Hal was talking about this in the Discord. He's been big on the Honeyland game, I believe. And I think this just got listed on Coinbase. Did it not?
Benerium or whatever it's called.
The Hive Mind. Yeah, no, this is a game, play to earn game. It's doing fairly well from what I understand. Like I said, Hal was talking about it in the Web3 side of the Discord. So, Jay Soto, how much is the phone and where can I buy it? Well, you can actually buy it on the site, Solana Mole, but you have to just put your name in and they'll let you know. They're basically sold out. So you put your email in and they'll get you to it. There's 20,000 phones out there right now, and I think they're backed up with like 150,000 orders. So,
damn.
Yeah. So they're pushing really hard for developers to build for the phone, the airdrops on the phone. The whole reason I bought a few is for the airdrops, right, that are going to come from it that I want to kind of integrate with. I want to see what kind of dApps they're going to be building on there, what kind of programs that are on. I like Sol, obviously, so I wanted to kind of, familiarize myself with that. And it's a hardware wallet as well. So we've been doing hardware wallet reviews. So I wanted to make sure we can do a review for that as well. So, multiple reasons. And it's a tax write-off. So it's a business expense.
And you bought me one for my birthday.
Obviously. But no, I think, man, Sol, it just looks good. Sol looks good. Jay Soto, you are not dumb for not knowing about this. There's so much to know. Like, literally, this is what we are doing every single day. Like, diving into this stuff here. I didn't buy it when it was. I mean, I knew they were for sale, and I was like, oh, I didn't buy one. I didn't buy one until they were $2,000. So, I mean, we weren't up on top of this, and it's don't feel dumb for this. Like, you put the time in and research it, and make sure you're doing the right things to make sure you're staying safe with what you're investing in, how you're putting your money in these things, how you secure your wallets. Like, there's a lot to know. So don't feel dumb by any means. Like, you're in the right place to, especially in the Discord, ask questions, man. There's a lot of knowledgeable people in there that will answer and help out for sure. So he wants to know price predictions for HBAR by the end of the year and XRP. Oh yeah, he asked this the last one, and I don't think I gave it to him. So
I think is that the same person who has HBAR picked on the Pick'em?
I don't know, maybe
because I saw one person.
Jay Soto.
It probably is.
That's his Discord name.
Why don't you pull up the Google sheet?
I was gonna say I can pull it up right now.
Yeah, pull it up. I'll get HBAR
because
going.
there was a warm fuzzy feeling I got when I saw HBAR on there. It's like I remember that stuff. My old boss who was in.
Jay Soto does have HBAR.
There you go.
Look at that guy go. Oh yeah, I remember looking at that, and we looked at it just briefly because it had this nice pattern kind of playing out here. I mean, it's tough to say. End of year, 19 cents from here.
That's your prediction?
No.
No.
It's got to be more than that. $10. $10.
I think it'll blow through its ATH for sure.
Yeah, you got to figure a lot of these alts are going to definitely push through their all-time highs this year.
HBAR has quite a lot of good, solid functionality. So
I'm going to say 95 cents is going to be my prediction for the year.
95 cents.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
In the same vein as HBAR, do you remember Everest?
No, I don't remember Everest.
I bought Everest in their ICO, and that thing just suddenly came out of nowhere again. Everest ID.
Everest.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull that up here. Everest
ID. Oops. I think the ticker is ID. It's not on there. Bad idea, AI. Bad.
Let's see if I can find it on here.
Yeah, try Everest as well. I mean, it might be.
Did I spell that right?
Oh, it is. I found it on CoinMarketCap.
Oh, is it on CoinMarketCap?
Yeah. I can just pull my screen up.
Yeah, throw your screen up real quick. I'm going to get XRP up for Jay Soto. Jay Soto, if it goes to $10, he's buying a house. Well, I hope it does, just for you, so you can buy a house. Do it.
Is that Everest that you've got up on your screen there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean? It just suddenly came back out of nowhere.
Ripped up.
I bought that thing in its ICO back in, I don't know, the 1800s. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, I bought it back there. I mean, I bought it.
Did you say the 1800s?
Yeah, pre-ICO. And I made money on it in that little green spike right there. But I still have this whole bag of it, and it's listed on my portfolio. And all of a sudden, I was just like, what the? And it did that.
Do you have, what do you use for your portfolio?
CoinGecko.
You do?
Yeah.
Can I see that someday? I want to see the list.
Oh God!
Yeah, look. This is. I'm gonna open my portfolio, and I'm gonna. This is me at the top of my portfolio. This is me scrolling through to the bottom of it.
I can only imagine, dude.
Yeah, that's like a 5-finger scroll to get to the end.
I mean, we sit down and talk about tokens, and you're like, "Hey, do you have this token? Have you heard of this token?" And it's literally like, bro, I don't even. How do you even keep track of 900 million tokens?
When's Tits V3?
Great question, Blake.
When we make it.
question. When is Tits V3?
When we airdrop it to the Tits
Mhm.
V2 and V1 holders, that's when it is.
It's funny because I don't actually have Tits V2 listed on my portfolio because I gave up on it a while ago. But I do still have a fairly large bag of Tits V2.
XRP, $3.31
That's your prediction.
for this year. Now, 589 is my prediction for next year, for 2025, in the peak of the bull run. That's it was written in the Bible that XRP shall go to 589.
Awesome.
I believe that's the number.
I've never read the Bible, so
It's weird that XRP was in there, but it is.
weird.
Yeah. It's 589.
it is weird.
Yeah. So just so you know, it would be actually funny if one of
Is
these
there a
fib
coin
levels.
called Rapture?
Of course, there
Has
is.
to be. There's Jesus coin and
course
God
there is.
coin and
Yeah, we talked about it on a podcast. I think it was
Yeah.
one that you weren't on. It was like these like religious
Oh.
coins have definitely got some legs coming up here pretty soon.
Hey, Coin Market Cap. Let's get some Coin Market Cap on this.
yeah, there's Rapture on CoinMarketCap. Holy crap, that is a small price. It's like denoted for me in like
Does it have like a
exponential
minus
eight.
8.5?
0.12.
12 zeros before you get to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in ETH too.
Oh,
so
look at that. That is a lot.
Hey.
Yeah.
how's this? It's only been out for an hour. Did they just hear us talk about Rapture and they made it like instantaneously? Is that what happened?
Or maybe I made it before it came in here and I'm using your podcast.
Are you shilling this
to
shit?
shill my Rapture coin?
How dare you?
I don't have anything to do with Rapture.
That's funny.
Where can I buy Rapture? You didn't get to that.
It's on a Dex. That's it.
Uniswap.
Yeah, the swaps of unis. I actually don't buy shitcoins on any exchanges ever anymore. I do it all on swaps or Dexes.
Yeah.
You could have just
So much easier.
I'm gonna buy Bonk.
I did buy a bunch of Bitcoin.
Did you?
Well, the Harry Potter Sonic
Oh my
10 one.
God.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you did.
I ended up with like 23,000 of them, I think.
The true Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the ticker.
It's like hard to even find it because it's like
ENS is the other one that had a good week.
yeah.
Oh, they've
It
been
came out of the weekend and it just went nuts.
yeah, I was talking to Dan this weekend about it, and I can't get behind. Did they change this whole interface on me now? Literally, like with
We're on CoinGecko again.
I know.
Oh,
but
wait,
this is
yeah, that is different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not crazy. Well, I am, but
Yeah, you are.
so my problem with ENS is the token itself, the utility of it is it's just a DAO token. It's just a voting mechanism, right? There's no real benefit for the token itself outside of that. So it's purely off of speculation on the. I love ENS and what they're doing, doing a lot of cool stuff, but I sold all mine a while back. But yeah, I mean, this is on the weekly. So last week had some massive volume.
It just went whoop.
Yeah, look at that shit. That's great. I know Coinbase had a lot of stuff that they were looking to implement with ENS and that whatnot. But again, the token doesn't have any utility outside of just voting mechanism. So there's no reason to actually own it outside of speculation.
I mean, it's a highly utility focused player in the crypto market.
The platform
is
is
a genius idea.
Oh, I agree. Just the token itself doesn't have any real use case out of the vote side. But you're right. I remember seeing that too. Things were down and then it was up like 30%. Yeah. I was like, what
out
the
of
hell?
Nowhere. It was like the only thing that was green on my portfolio for a sec.
Yeah. And then, I mean, obviously somebody came in and bought a shit ton on Coinbase. So massive volume.
Eric Schermeyer.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming up on 50 minutes. Should we?
Are you bored now, Blake?
Not at all. Hearing you guys spitball is hilarious.
No, Jay Soto, $589 is what was written in the Bible. 589. 580. I believe it was 589.
What is the circulating supply of XRP?
A lot.
589. Even $5.89 is unsustainable for something.
No, I know. Seriously, you're talking about
So its fully diluted valuation is $57.4 billion.
there's 54 billion circulating supply.
Mm-hmm.
Total supply is 100
Billion.
essentially.
Yeah.
So
And it's fully diluted. It's
yeah,
57.
589. That would be a very large market cap.
It's not that far. It's at 31 billion right now.
Yeah, but to get to $589 per XRP.
Yeah, but there's other factors that go into that. It's like the value of actual US dollars and money. And I mean, if we had like a period of hyperinflation, for example, you could get there.
I don't think
But it wouldn't be worth 589 in today's money.
Yeah,
It'd
yeah.
be worth 589 in yesterday's money.
Jay Soto, don't get too excited. The $589 is a pure just BS number. It's what the XRP army way back in the day were projecting XRP to go to. That was back in the 2018 bull run when it went to like $2, and they're like,
Essentially,
oh.
you're talking like $5 trillion market cap at $589.
I guess it's not out of the realms of possibility.
Yes, it is.
Not in 20 years.
Not in 20 years, yeah. But it wouldn't be worth. That's my
exactly.
point.
Exactly. Yeah, I know what
Like,
you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what else we got. I wanted to actually see this chart when I was on here before, the Harry Potter chart.
Price prediction.
I
I take this shit very seriously.
okay. I mean, honestly, the chart here, I like the chart. I actually said this last time, and I
Mhm.
should have bought some. I didn't buy any. I
You
need to
told
buy
me you
them.
bought
I'm
some,
gonna
so
buy.
I went and bought some.
I was going to,
So I'm
and
the
then I
only
got
person holding-
distracted.
I'm the only person holding this shit.
No. Gladiator in the Discord is a lover of this, so he owns a
Well-
lot. His Twitter fucking handle's great. He's always shilling that shit. He's a big Mog guy too.
Mog's not doing great.
Yeah, Mog's just consolidating, man. Just wait.
Consolidate.
Just wait. We're good.
What I did notice that when you go to buy Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10,
Yes.
which just
That's
rolls-
called brain rot. Hearing that rots my brain.
Did you see how many alternatives there are on it as well?
Oh my god! Yeah, I saw one. It was
so
Harry
ridiculous.
Potter, Trump, Obama. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is happening?
It's like this is a new era in shitcoinery. In now we're just going to ridiculous named things that have no purpose.
Dude, we're gonna have a token that's gonna be like Riz, Baby Gronk. There's just like the shit I see on TikTok and some of the stuff. I'm like, was I this stupid when I was like 13? I thought this shit was funny or something, and I'm like, it is just.
I love what you're saying right now.
Can we make that
100%
token right now?
Making that token right now.
Riz
gonna-
Gronk, what?
Riz, Livy
I've
Dunn,
seen
Baby
it in my
Gronk.
life, and I'm
If you
gonna-
make
I'm
a
gonna have
token
them
called
tell
that, I guarantee it goes up. 'Cause people are
It
stupid.
goes up.
It goes up. Well, I gotta go up. Can't go down when you make it. Like, it's not
Hey,
worth
look,
anything.
Dan scored a ton of Mog.
He did. He won the fantasy
Fantasy.
football tournament.
Ah.
I
Did I come dead last in that?
You were close. I'll pull it up here, but I got second. Blake got third, and then Jesse
Gotta
was
cheat, gotta
fourth.
cheat.
I put all of my winnings into the fund, the Pick'em fund.
Mm.
So there is 5 billion Mog in the Pick'em fund as well. Oh, I don't have my stuff signed in on this computer, so never mind. I
We
can't
should
look at this
probably,
computer.
you have a pretty good handle on how to manage that Pick'em thing. There's a lot of coins on there.
There's a lot. We're working on that too, and I know one of the things we got to work on, Blake, as we do this, is the
You should probably
rotation out. So I know Lasagna is going to get a new pick. So you're going to have the price that he had gained. So you're going to have to break it down into, well, we can do this off the air, but essentially
I know what you mean.
the calculation of what that's going to look like. And it's just a simple formula, and we'll have to write in on the page itself. So we can,
Yeah, essentially their picks would just be, it'd be whatever the return of their picks were up to that time frame,
Yep.
and that percentage would just be calculated into the final percentage. That's easy.
Essentially. So
You just weight it to like 1/12.
There's a better way to do it. I'll work on you with it on the after this. Two people don't want to hear about math. Math's boring. But anyways, ETF. What do we got? Anything new? Let's go. Come on. Approve my ETF.
Again, I made this joke on the last one, but we should watch Nancy Pelosi, see whether or not she's freeing up a bunch of cash.
Right? No kidding.
Because she's going to get the early.
All of a sudden, she's like, "Oh, Nancy Pelosi bought Bitcoin 2 weeks ago, knowing that the ETF was coming into play."
I mean, I don't know if you guys follow.
Oh,
There's this website called Quiver Quantitative, and that I've used before. It just tracks every single one of Pelosi's trades, and they do it with a bunch of different politicians and stuff. But it just shows like time stamped exactly what they're buying, what they're buying, how it's
What's it called? Quiver Quantitative.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check that one out.
I love this because every time Coinbase has a maintenance, it's literally a big move up or down. Just so you know,
the scheduled maintenance.
Yes.
I guess Americans say it's scheduled, right?
Scheduled. No,
you say it's scheduled.
Well, that's the English. See,
scheduled.
Whatever that is. But all right, let's end it.
All right.
Anything else? Nope. Good. Sweet.
That's all I got.
Thanks for joining, people, and hope you have a fantastic day.
I had to fit it in once.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Come on.